talk about the Nigerian Naira for a bit. Now, of course, we all have been seeing how EFCC has been fighting people who allegedly have abused the Nigerian Naira. Well, arguably, the Nigerian Naira is one of the most abused currency in the world. And of course, you and I know this is not a lie, because it's very common for us to see at parties, especially if there are parties thrown by the elite, people spraying Naira with reckless abandon at social events. Now, this is a clear contravention of the Central Bank of Nigeria's Act, which frowns at the abuse of the Nigeria's legal tender. Section 21, subsection 3 of the CBN Act 2007 as amended explicitly provides for penalties for those caught abusing the Naira. Specifically, the law stipulates that spraying off, dancing, or stepping on the Nigerian Naira or any note issued by the CBN during social occasions or otherwise, however, shall constitute an abuse and defacing of the Naira or such note, and shall be punishable under the law by fines or imprisonment or both. The law also prohibits hawking of the country's legal tender when it provides in section 21 subsection 4 that, I quote, it shall also be an offense punishable under subsection 1 of this section for any person to hawk, sell, or otherwise trade in the Naira notes, coins, or any other note as issued by the CBN. However, in spite of all of these provisions by the CBN Act, Nigerians still indulge in outright abuse of the Naira by spraying the banknotes at events, tearing the notes, writing on the notes, and selling the notes, amongst others, in clear contravention of the law. All right. Now, from 2007, when the Act was enacted, till date, there has been no deliberate efforts until now, that is, to punish those who indulge in sheer abuse of the Naira in contravention of the law. As a matter of fact, it's until recently that most Nigerians were even made aware that there was a law to that effect. Now, we all saw what happened in recent times. The 6-month sentence slammed on controversial cross-dresser Idris Okuleye, aka Bobrisky, and also the ongoing prosecution of celebrity barman Pascal Okechukwu, whom we all call Cubana chief priest. All this clearly demonstrates the seriousness with which the EFCC is willing to prosecute anyone who is found breaking the law as regards our legal tender. Now, gentlemen, you'd expect that people online would applaud the EFCC, for what they have just started doing. But then a lot of people are coming out to knock them and also, call the EFCC different names, saying they are being selective, in arresting people who have defaced the Naira. Every week we see videos on social media showing very elitist parties, and then seeing how the Naira is in abundance everywhere, and none of these people has been arrested, but only known people who seemingly, according to social media, might have stepped on some very important toes. But then let's talk about the EFCC's fight against Naira abuse. First off, do you think this is the right time, for the EFCC
EFCC fight is comical. EFCC fight is nonsensical. There's nothing like the abuse of the Naira.
Really?
You can sit in one office, comfortable office, with your AC and dark-colored suits and be making laws, or if that's a law, but you are wasting your time, because human character and human culture do not change as fast as signing a law. You can sign a law all you want, but spraying money is cultural.
To us, Nigerians.
Igbo ego, the Igbos call it Igbo ego, some another dialect of Igbo call it Isuego. To the Yorubas, it's an inextricable part of their life, of their celebration. So you cannot, with a magical wand, take that away. It will remain there. So if you go looking for fighting those that are spraying the Naira and stepping on the Naira, you are wasting your time.
But then in as much as it's part of our culture, can't we spray money responsibly?
What does that mean?
I mean, over the weekend,
who defines the word?
Permit me to butt in. Over the weekend, there was a party that was on social media. Instead of the usual spraying money on the ground, people stepping on it, the celebrant put a carton close to him, and instead of spraying it on him, so it's on the floor, you're spraying into the carton.
What difference does it make?
It makes a lot of difference.
It's still spraying. The thing is that we want to copy. The Nigerian Constitution copied the American Constitution. I was told that Abuja was designed to look like Washington, D.C. Series of governors in Lagos have been trying to turn Lagos into a mega city that will look like Paris or London.
What's wrong with that, though?
Something is profoundly wrong with that.
What's wrong with it, Mr.
Copying.
Okay.
You keep copying. But you want to copy, it talks about surface. It takes so much from within, from your character, from your behavior, to produce what you are seeing. What you are seeing is an outcome of what is within. You build a city. A city is not just an agglomeration of streets, houses, parks, and churches. A street is a reflection of the economy, character, culture, behavior, mindset of the people. That's why if you go to former French colonies, their cities are different from former British colonies because of the colonial policies of the different administrations. The British say, retain what you are. We rule you from afar. So we retain what we are. So you see gutters, you see trappings, evidence of the black man. You go to the French-speaking former colonial countries who says assimilation, talk like us, think like us,
behave like us,
and you'll be one of us. You don't see gutters. Okay? So they try to impose French cities in Africa.
So bottom line, what are you saying, Mr. Ezukama?
The bottom line is that copying and copying and copying will not take us anywhere until we go back to... Barbarians cannot build a modern city. You cannot respect the red light. The police takes bribe. The system is lawless, and you want your city to look like Washington, D.C. Is it possible? Does the police in Washington, D.C. take bribe? Do people run through the red light in Washington, D.C.? You can clean the drainage system, but nobody does it. Every year it floods, and every year people die. What does it take to clean the drainage system? So we leave the important things and we keep copying. We want the Naira to look like the dollar, to look like the euro. But our cities are so dusty. So how can you have clean money when everywhere is dusty? How can you have clean money in a bus where the conductor is sweating, people are fighting and shouting at each other?
All right, I get you.
No.
So you're trying to say
in Washington, D.C.
we're putting attention on the things that are not that important.
Okay. People spray money and step on it, but the police doesn't arrest them. Nigeria is the only place where you go to the bank and get dirty and torn money from the bank. In other countries of the world, they keep taking back old money
and then turning out new ones.
But corruption will not allow us to do it.
Thank you, Mr. Ezukama. I want to hear you, Chief of Force. What do you think? You also think this spraying of Naira cannot go away? Because
it cannot go away.
It's a cultural thing for us.
We have we have criminality across.
I see you're not done, Mr. Ezukama. I'll come back to you. I'll come back. Go ahead.
It can go away.
Okay.
I believe it can definitely go. I am not in support of spraying money.
Okay.
Spraying money is by no means cultural issue. It's not cultural. It is, how will I put it? It is an act by those who wants to influence or intimidate other people. It's not cultural. My father never told me that they used to spray cowries. Their great-grandfather used to spray cowries. When they were doing trade by barter, nobody used to spray yam and cassava. You can actually appreciate couples, celebrants, without putting unnecessary attention on them. And I think it's high time we begin to learn. If Mr. Ezukama said barbarians, those are the acts, clear signs of barbarisms.
And we are barbarians.
I'm sorry, you are not. You don't go to party and you don't want to give me something for getting married, or for my daughter getting married, or for my son getting married. There is a decent way
of doing that.
All right, that is absolutely different, decent way of doing it, and I think we have to stop it. You saw how they like that these so-called celebrities, the way they abuse your money, they will carry it, stone on somebody, they will do it, they will mess it up. No, I have never seen, Mr. Tukama said, I have never seen in a video, in all the, in fact, it's a reflection of our society. I have watched American movie over 1,000 times. I've never seen where they do party and spray money. American
It's
movies.
not their
I'm completely wait. I said it's not spending money is not an African culture. It's a borrowed lifestyle. Mr. Tukama, I listen to you. I listen to
Gentlemen, I want to hear everybody. Hold on, I'll come to you, Mr. Tukama. Go ahead.
Archaeologist is here and tell us that it is their culture to spray money. And I will ask him if in the olden days they used to spray cows. I
don't know if it's a culture, but I know it is one of the features at an Owambe party. A typical Owambe.
People comes there. In fact, what he's saying is just like saying in the August meeting in the Igbo women, they don't spray money. What was the reason why in the August women in Igbo land that they said that there is a particular white everybody must wear? You must sew and wear as a woman. Because I marry an Igbo woman. Because during the meeting, women who live in the city, women whose husbands are richer, buy expensive judges and sew it
and look down on
intimidate
the village. Yeah.
And some women don't have it. They will do on two things that does not give credit to somebody's wife to wear those things. Those things are not cultural. It's a borrowed lifestyle where people who think they are higher than you in society bring it in to intimidate you, to put you down. So nobody can sit down here and tell me that spraying money is a Yoruba culture, spraying money is an Igbo culture. It is not so. It is an intimidation people get to make other people look lesser than they actually are.
Okay.
But what EFCC is doing, I appreciate it. But my fear is that whether they have the capacity to chase everyone. That is my own fear. Listen, Bobrisky has been jailed. To Kubana chief priest is actually going through trial. Listen, if you want to effect the law, you start from the higher mighty. If you want to change things, don't start from, because when you start from the lowest people from the rank of the ladder, they will tell you that, oh, we are intimidating them because they don't have anybody. And when you start
from the top, if
in this country, if the former president is jailed for corruption, everybody will sit up. Today, we have Naira State governor coming back from the jail. He's a ex-convict. We have, by the grace of God, he's free now. He was already in prison. The Supreme Court brought him out. All right? We have, because of that, Yaya Bello is running Elta. It's because of that. He knew there is an example, and that's why he's running. If every former governor in this state, in this country, had been left free, yes, we still have those who are very corrupt. They know their way. But those who don't know their way, who go to jail. So at the end of the day, I appreciate what EFCC is doing. I support them for doing that. I have never seen a $10. I have not seen a dirty dollar. But, well, if we talk about the Naira, why Nairas are there, you know, our economy is basically informal. A lot of people, this transport system is not digital, it's not on credit. You don't have a credit system. What you have is
so you have the Naira moving from one hand to another hand.
But however, despite all of that, today you know that in some places in this country, people are paying with dollars, and dollars are going through arm. I don't see a dirty dollar.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Zukama, you can consolidate on your thoughts now.
There are too many. So much criminality going on in this country.
I get you, Mr. Zukama.
Because there are so many criminality.
Allow him. Chief of us, allow him. You are saying our Naira is a reflection of what the larger society is. I get what you're saying. Go ahead.
I'm spraying money since I was a kid. I look much younger than I am, but I'm a grown man. Since I was since I was a kid, I've always seen at events, people, Igbo ego, you give people money. Masquerades will come, you give them money. Women will come to dance, you spray them. Well, but after the war, the oil boom came, so it became dramatized, became over-celebrated, but it has always been there. It didn't start overnight, it's a part of our culture. A Ghanaian was telling me that in Ghana they didn't have such thing. So that when those Ghanaians who came to Nigeria and made money, went back to Ghana and was spraying money, people were fascinated. So in some cultures you don't have it, but in our culture you have it.
Let me ask you a quick question, Mr. Ezukama, based on your stand on culture.
Yes.
Is it everything that's taken a cultural aspect of our life that still stands today? I'll give you an instance. Female genital mutilation was a very intricate part of the culture with our foreparents. But today, nations across the world, it's taboo for you to cut a woman that way.
Exactly.
So what I'm trying to say is, culture is made by man. And the only constant thing in life is change. So any culture that doesn't work pari passu with advancement in life can also be changed by the same human being. So what is so wrong in changing this culture of abusing the Naira? What is so wrong? No, I'm not giving all the attention. I just want us to agree on something. Just give us a minute. Go ahead.
Cultures evolve over time.
Yes.
And most of the time at a very slow pace. So when you want to impose it, okay, for some absurd reason, you'll be wasting your time. It's like swimming against the current. So let the people understand over time. Let us get to a point where we become less flamboyant, less celebrate. You called it intimidation.
We've had close to 14 years of doing that. 7 years, I beg your pardon, since 2007.
I can take
this act.
So let us evolve out of it, but do not force us into it. You'll be wasting your time. We have politicians.
Nobody's forcing anybody.
Mrs. Gama, 90 billion, and you're not doing anything.
Your face is all over the paper. Mrs.
A man sprays money in a party. You are
nobody's forcing you to do it. What we are saying is that you can go ahead and spray your money.
Yes.
When the outcome of the law caught up with you, you will face the music. You go and tell the law, you go and tell the judge or the magistrate that, sir, it is my culture to spray money, and the magistrate will tell you, oh, sorry, from what I'm seeing, the law of Nigeria prohibits it. I don't know which country are you from. But again, when you talk about other things not being normal in the society, you cannot change everything at the same time.
You can change.
Look, you cannot change everything. Mr. Tukama, wait, listen. When I was a young man, I think I was in primary school. I remember that they used to bring armed robbers to Oron Stadium to come and execute them. And we will go. And at that point, when they execute them, somebody is still stealing somebody's money there.
Yes.
All right? But do you know what happens? The other person that stole, they caught him. They almost kill him. The person that stole here, we quietly say, sorry, I pick your money on the ground.
By mistake.
See, Mrs. Mama, let me tell you something. You see, now, this weekend, people have devised means to spray money. They are now bringing baskets. So when you come, you drop it. Yeah. In the churches, we don't spray money. They have offering baskets. All of us go there and drop our money. It doesn't mean that those who will give 10 million or 10,000 will give 10,000. Those who will give 1 naira will give 1 naira. I have never seen where they are spraying money that somebody that did not have will go and steal to come and spray at that time. Do you know what happened? If you didn't have, you will sit down.
There's color, there's drama, there's what do they call it? Razzmatazz in spraying money, and people like that. Nobody forces you to spray money. Just like in the church, nobody forces you to give. It's not, Nigeria is not a socialist country where everybody must wear the same thing, act the same way. We still have the rich, the middle class, and the poor.
Of course.
But in the end, EFCC will hit a wall in this thing they are doing and will back out.
No, Mr. Tukama, I am saying that the only listen.
We should focus on corruption. We should focus on
Mr. Tukama,
and so on and so forth. And leave people to
chasing those who are spraying money.
The magistrate will jail you for 6 months. And when his own daughter is wedding, there will be spraying of money.
Hello, wait.
Okay?
Mr.
So
Tukama,
it's the height of.
please, you can also learn to listen too. It's also good.
Yes.
Like others have listened to
you. We learn every day.
Yes.
All right. I'll let us keep sparring for another 1 minute. Then we have to move on.
Please.
Okay.
EFCC chasing those who are abusing the Naira. They didn't stop them from chasing Ayabelo. They are still chasing. Today they are in appeal court, trying to get all the instrumentality of the law to get him in. Now he cannot run because even the MG, they are put him on the list. So it doesn't stop anybody. What I'm saying is that you can give me money. And do you know that? Have you also seen that there's armed robbery incidents after a party? There's armed robbery incident increases after a party. Because when you go to a party where they are giving you money over the weekend, you cannot take it to the bank. The bank does not open during that weekend. So you have actually endangered the life of the people you think you are doing good for.
All right, gentlemen, we can go on and on and on, you know, with this conversation and still we will not meet anywhere. All right, but the thing is, there's renewed efforts by the anti-graft agency to actually apprehend, arrest, prosecute Nigerians who are caught wanting in terms of mishandling of our legal tender, the Naira. So we have to be careful out there. Anyways, we applaud the EFCC and other relevant agencies of government who are part of this all-out war against the abuse of the Naira. However, for this renewed war to make a meaningful impact, there must be no sacred cows. That's what people on social media are saying. All those who are guilty of abusing the Naira, regardless of their social status, their social standing, should be brought to book. Now that's when and where the law, this war becomes fair, all right? Because you and I know the political class is the most guilty of this spraying of money, because a poor man who have not eaten does not have money to spray. So we all know that. So people on social media are saying to the EFCC, please, let's see fairness across board and don't just witch hunt or pick people who perhaps have stepped on toes and use them as scapegoats in this fight against the Naira. All right, so I wish I had more time to allow Chief Ofose and Mrs. Kama to go sparring about this.
My own advice
it is what it is.
Please stop spraying the Naira.
Stop defacing the Naira.
Stop abusing the Naira. You can spray Naira by putting it in the basket. You
put it in an envelope. The money you want to the envelope and give to the person.
Do a bank transfer.
Thank you. Bless you. How did we do it during the cash scarcity period?
Do what you're saying.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.
One key person that time. Somebody was spraying.